Good morning. The day after Rosh HaShana, there has to be some takeaways. What did we learn? What message was sent specifically for us? So I was reading the Akedah that we read on Rosh Hashanah, the binding of Yitzhak on the altar, the 100-year-old man, Abraham, offering his son as a sacrifice on an ancient altar. Like, what? Think about it. What is happening? Why is this religion founded on events like these? A father offering his son on an altar. But if you look a little deeper to the idea, what do parents do when they push their kids to be a Hollywood star? Or they push their kids past their limit to be anything? Or they praise and praise and praise money until the kid thinks that the only thing that's worthwhile in life is money. Or any pursuit, when it's exaggerated, becomes a form of idol worship. So Abraham was bringing his son because God wanted to show the world what every parent is going to have to do someday. And that's what I recognized on Rosh Hashanah, that my son, who's training to be a sergeant, he called us right after Rosh Hashanah to tell him he is on his way to Gaza with his unit. And he is responsible for other people in his unit. And I realized he's like not my son, he's God's child. He gave him to me to serve the Jewish people in the land of Israel. He's not mine. And I had to let him go, let him be God's child. And that's what Abraham had to do, to give his son back to God. Now, God, of course, sent an angel to stop him in the middle and said, wait. I'm just testing you. I don't want you to sacrifice your son with the blade. But every parent has an attachment to his child as if it's yours. It's an extension of you. It's an extension of every effort you made from the moment that child was born. And even before, there were many efforts made for that child to be born. And we have to give all that back. They're not our children. They're God's children. And we were blessed to receive them, to grow by helping raise them. So God should protect my son and all the sons and daughters of Israel and all the people in all the wars across this world. How justified is the war is not our question. Some wars you have to fight. Some wars you shouldn't fight. The Torah outlines all the parameters of a legitimate war and an illegitimate war. Well, men have been using illegitimate war for thousands of years for their own gain. And here in Israel, there's a lot of conflict about why we're fighting this war. Should we be fighting it? How we should be fighting it? With how much force? How much response? That's not our question here. Our question here is that on Rosh Hashanah, God says, give me back my children. They're grown up now. They have a right to their own decisions and their own mind and their own soul. And yes, I did send them through you into this world. And I felt a relief. I felt a lift. A cloud had been removed from my consciousness. Yes, Abraham, your son going off to Gaza today. Well, that was the funny thing. After Rosh Hashanah, the phone rang, and this is the report I got, that he's in an armored vehicle on the way to Gaza. And he's been in training until now. So I guess training takes a new level now. For him in Gaza, God should protect him and guide him every step, every move, every moment, every thought, every feeling. Because if you follow anything that happens inside you all the way back to its source, you're going to come back to your Creator. And so we live with the Torah and with the holiness of the Jewish people and our teachers and our masters and the land itself. The land itself speaks to us. This land is laden with spiritual power and history and memory, and it has an agenda. And the agenda is to spread God's word into the world. So there was a lifting on Rosh Hashanah, an energy, a cloud was taken away from my mind that Avram, stop stressing about something that you can do nothing about except pray. Of course, we could pray. But when you release your son back to God or your daughter, in whatever form it happens, and you say, it wasn't mine in the first place, there's a new plateau of peace. And that's what we all need every step of this journey. Shana Tova.